Welcome to CF 2.0 Geek Out, where we deep dive into ClickFunnels 2.0 and how to use it to grow your funnel building business.
Hey, I'm Susan.
And I'm Andrea.
Come along with us as we learn and discover how to use the new ClickFunnels and how to make it bend to our will. Welcome to CF 2.0 Geek Out. I'm out of practice because it has been a few weeks. I feel like at least 2 weeks, and I am flying solo today because Andrea is still traveling. So she is currently in a workshop with Catherine Jones. So I'm going to do it on my own today. So I hope you will come and join me. Say hi in the comments. Let me pull them up so I can see. Oh, hey, Ivy. Ivy's here. Okay, so what we're going to do today, I'm going to share marketingsecrets.com on my screen. And we're going to do a design breakdown because that is one of my favorite things to do. So you should be seeing the marketingsecrets.com page on your screen and the video where we've been with Dan Havey also. We've been looking through this and just checking it out. We're looking into the code. We're looking into like how it's set up. What are they continuously adding? Because this is that we know of, the first website or funnel hub that has been built in ClickFunnels 2.0. Before I get into the design and everything, I was just going to kind of poke around. I haven't looked at this in a couple weeks. This is there could be some new stuff on here that we can discover together. So I don't think there was anything really on this first page. I think it was more of the content hub. So let's just quickly look at the content hub, see if they've linked anything else up. Let's see. So if you go to, I think the podcast one was working. So subscribe to RSS feed for the Marketing Secrets blog. I think that this was working. They've updated the graphics. I think we noticed that last time. It's not just the same graphic repeating. Oh, hello. We've had a breakdown of the page. It just jumped over to the code. I don't think that is supposed to happen. Let me do a refresh. That's fun. Let's see if a refresh will fix it. If not, I'll back out of this page and we'll see what else we can do. Okay, it's not gonna fix it. All right, let's see. That was interesting. Let's see. It like jumped. I don't know if you noticed in the URL up here, when it did that, it had .rss at the end of it. So kind of something I clicked on or something I scrolled over automatically made it do that. Because we were just scrolling through here. Yeah, it's a weird glitch there for sure. And then I know when we went to his vlog link here, I don't think he had any of these linked up to his YouTube channels. So we can check out, let's see if any of them go anywhere yet. It looks like not. It looks like it's the same as it was the last time we were looking at this. So they don't have these linked up anywhere. I was curious to know, oh, here we go. Funnel Hacker TV. Yeah. This one is new. So they've got it like blog style. All of the different videos in here with a title, a description. It says read more. Let's see what happens when we click read more. All right. So yeah, we've got the video. So it's just linked into the YouTube channel. And then we've got watch on YouTube. So this is just going to take you straight to the YouTube here, and we're not going to watch it, but it's fun to see like how are they setting this up. So if you've got a YouTube channel and you want to turn it into a blog and just have it more places, have it more SEO friendly, like having it in more places is going to bring it up in searches differently, and just have people be able to find your content in more than one way. So this is fun to see, and that they've got it just set up with the video, the description, and then it just links over to YouTube. And it's embedded in the page too. So people don't even have to leave your site to go watch your stuff. If people don't want to use YouTube for whatever reason, then it's all right here. Okay, so we're going to back out of here and we're going to get into the design. A while back, I feel like it's been almost a year. I think it's been almost a year since I launched a daily show on my Facebook profile. I called it Funnel Factor. I don't do it anymore. Maybe I will adapt it and start it up again someday. But I called it Funnel Factor, and I just broke down landing pages of some of the great landing pages that are floating around out there. Like I've done Russell Brunson's, I think I did one funnel away challenge. I'm not really sure which page I did for, it might have been Expert Secrets. And I've done like Gary White's, I did Allison Prince's, a bunch of different people. And I just broke down the design and I came up with this framework that I believe each one of these elements design wise, is building trust and credibility in the page. So for those of us that know Catherine Jones, she kind of started the movement of, design matters, and people leave your page. They make a decision to stay or to stay a little longer on your page or to leave based on design within less than a half a second. It's like 0.3 seconds. And I wholeheartedly believe that, because when I land on a page that looks like garbage, I'm like, this does not look credible. I'm not going to spend my money here. But it can go beyond that too. Even if your page looks good, that's the first step. Then the content matters, right? So this is going to be purely just the design that I'm going to break down. We know Russell knows what he's doing, but it's fun to pull out the elements to get ideas to take to our own. And we can also take it to beyond the design of like just how it's set up. We can apply it to our own funnel hubs when we have the opportunity to create our own in 2.0, or if you are creating one right now in 1.0. Okay, so the acronym is TRUST. T stands for title. You want a hook, a title on the page. This is gonna fit a little bit differently because this is a funnel hub and not a like opt-in page or sales page. So it's gonna be a little bit different. But you can see right here, we've got his title. And what stands out the most right away is weird marketing experiments. That right there is like the immediate hook of like, that's interesting. Weird marketing experiments. Like that's kind of different. And then you stop and you read the rest of it, right? Join Russell Brunson's free marketing secrets list and get daily emails with weird marketing experiments that will increase your traffic, conversions, and sales online. So here, a good title has what it is that you're trying to give them, like whether it's the actual thing or like the result, right? This is specifically saying daily emails. I would argue that it's better to have like the specific thing. Like if it's a workshop, you're going to say it's a workshop. If it's a challenge, you're going to say it's a challenge. If it's daily emails, you're going to say it's daily emails. And then along with that, of course, you want to have the result in there as well. So this is going to be something that will increase your traffic, conversions, and sales online. All of the key things that a title should have. So we know that this page has a great title. It's the hook to get people to go join the email newsletter. So that's the thing that Russell is making above the fold, is to join his newsletter. Even right here, if you scroll down, it looks like it could be a different offer, but it's not. It's still for the email newsletter. He wants people to join. And there's another button to go and join that. If we click on this, it just opens up the pop-up. Both of them open the pop-up, and also the exit pop-up is the same thing. So he is driving people to his email newsletter primarily from this funnel hub, because that way he can be in their inbox. Like, right, Russell believes that you want everybody to be on your email list because that's the only thing that you own. So that makes a lot of sense that he would be doing that. Okay, so moving on to R of our TRUST acronym. So if you're watching, I don't know who all is on here. Ivy, if you're still on here, if you want to put in the comments for me, if you're able to, if not, that's okay. T was title. You can put that in the comments. And then R, we're going to do readability. So readability is focusing more on the content side of things, but still with design in mind. And It's been a while since I have done this framework, so I'm trying to remember everything that I have talked about with readability. But basically going through the page and making sure that there aren't like giant blocks, giant walls of text. We're not going to find that here on Russell's page at all, but you'd be surprised. There's a lot of people out there with landing pages and sales pages where it's just like a big wall, a big section of text. And you're like, I don't have time to read this. And then you leave because it's like, this is too much. We all have short attention spans, which has made, social media has made that even worse. So we want to make sure that at a quick glance, there's nothing content wise that is going to like immediately make someone be like, I don't have time for this. Is it readable? All right. Then, so TRU, upscale, is does it look like professional? Does it look polished? Does it look like it was designed well? Or does it look like you threw something together? Sometimes those templates that are available to us in their raw template form, they look like it was just thrown together. And sometimes people don't use the templates and they just try to wing it on their own, or they're using another builder that provides even worse templates to use. And it just looks, cheap, right? We want it to look upscale. We want it to look professionally done, even if it was a DIY, even if we did it ourselves. We want it to look as professional as possible. So things that stick out to me on this page for like what makes it upscale. Well, we've got like a really nice picture, a nice photo of Russell. It's not like, a selfie and dark lighting, like it's a professional shot. So right away that gives us this feeling of like, okay, this is a legit place to be. The other thing is the professional logo, the well-designed graphics. So when you have like a mock-up graphic of your offer, the thing that you're giving them, does it look good? Does it look like it was professionally made, or does it look like you kind of just don't really know what you're doing with Photoshop and you tried to scrap something together? That makes a huge difference in if people are going to trust you and give you credibility or not. So I always challenge people to like, upgrade your graphics if your graphics aren't quite up to par, because that can make a huge difference on how people view your offer. We know that Russell has amazing graphics and everything on here looks upscale. So graphics is one of those things. The backgrounds, even if we take a look at the backgrounds, we've just got plain black because it just makes everything pop out right here. But then moving down, we've got like these little details, the chevron arrows in the background and the divider line, the box around this part of the text, the faded out lines in the background here, and these boxes, like everything's really uniform and like the same thickness of lines on all the boxes. Like it's all consistent. And those small details make such a huge difference in making your page look credible and professional. Right here, we've got another background switching from section to section. Russell's over here kind of hiding on this background. Then it switches back to this one, this stripy one. And then this one here, we're gonna actually talk more about the graphics in just a minute when we get to S, but there's even another background right here and just a really well put together graphic of the 2 Comma Club winners. So that's what we mean when we're talking about upscale, like, does it look professional? So the next one is S. It is, hey Richard, it's all very clean. And then there's just those finer details, even the font. I'm going to save this, but well, no, I'll say it now, but we're going to talk more about the actual like formatting of the words. But this is like a nice bold font. I've noticed in the ClickFunnels builder, when you just pick out a font and then you make it bold, it doesn't always go like its fullest bold. Let me see what font for sure this is. I think it's the Montserrat, or am I getting Montserrat. Um, I don't even know how to say that one, but this, if you just do bold in the ClickFunnels builder, it doesn't actually make it this bold. They did this with bringing it in with code. You can even see like it's saying it's thin, but they with code made it not thin. So I think that in the funnel builder, in the editor, it is just the regular font, but then they wanted it to be more bold. So with code, they made it and made it more bold. And it's those little things that also can just make a huge difference on the readability and making it look more upscale. Okay, so then the S, oh, hold on. Ivy, you said, I like the arrows separating the sections. Yeah, these little pointer arrows. They did these little, I think these are just images. And you can do that, but there's ways that you can do that with code too. They kind of didn't do that. You can see that there's a little bit off. This texture doesn't go into this little arrow. These stripes don't go into this little arrow, but it is a nice touch. And honestly, like my design eye catches things like that, but most people are not. You probably didn't even notice that. And now I've ruined it for you. Okay, so the next one is S, which is social proof. Social proof is huge for building trust and credibility on your page. Russell has no, actually, let me take a quick look before I say something that's incorrect. He doesn't have any testimonials on this page, but that does not mean it's not loaded with social proof. So let's go through and find all of the things that are lending themselves to social proof and building his credibility and trust to those who don't even already know him yet. So we've already read through the title. I don't think there was really anything in there specifically. There's nothing there. This little bit, subscribe to the newsletter. I'm looking for just anything where he says like best selling or, oh, here we go. Talking about the secrets books, he says that they are the core frameworks that have helped hundreds of thousands of entrepreneurs. That right there is a form of social proof. It's like, this has proved, like this has been used by others is essentially what it's using. It's not a direct testimonial, but it is lending itself to the same idea. And then down further, build your first funnel with ClickFunnels. Okay. It's hard to attribute this because it's really easily missed, but this picture right here of Russell in this background, like I know what this picture is because I think I've seen it in other places, but you can see he's got a little mic on. It's like him teaching. That is showing that like he's legit. He's been asked to teach places. An even better one, I don't actually know if there is a better one. On the books, like even on the books here, you can see like all of his pictures. This particular one on Expert Secrets, I think that's he's in front of an audience. So a picture of someone in front of an audience is a form of social proof. Scrolling down further here, we've got 2 Comma Club. Let me read this bit right here. Entrepreneurship can be the loneliest job. By joining ClickFunnels, you have become part of an underground group of entrepreneurs called funnel hackers. They work hard, they play hard, they change the world. I don't know that I would say that is exactly what I'm looking for. Here is one though. Join 6,500 funnel hackers and entrepreneurs from around the world. That right there is like, oh wow, like 6,500 people have already joined this. It's like an indirect form of a testimonial. 2 Comma Club X. Doesn't look like there is one there. Inner Circle Mastermind. Okay, what I'm really trying to do is get down to here. This section is the social proof section. This is earn a 2 Comma Club award. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 faces of people holding up their awards. And some of them are recognizable to a lot of us. So if you're someone landing on this page and you're like just trying to see who Russell is and like, oh, this is the first time I've heard of him. Someone told me to come check out this site. Their faces aren't going to mean anything to you, but them holding these awards and knowing that it's a 2 Comma Club award, like we know from the name of it, we know what that means. Even if you're not familiar with the ClickFunnels community. And it even says what it is for entrepreneurs who sell over $1 million inside of a single sales funnel. And we've got like, boom, we've got at least 5 people have earned this award. Awesome. I think, what if we click on this and it takes you to the 2 Comma Club award, which is also going to be loaded with, well, there's some more faces. It's going to have a video. It's going to have like testimonials in the video, even more faces over here. So even if someone clicked from here on the marketing secrets page over to the 2 Comma Club page, like that in itself is like, it's social proof. It's testimonials for Russell and that he knows what he's doing because he's helping people get to 2 Comma Club. And then behind it, the background are even more awards. How Russell hangs an award up on the wall every time someone gets one. There's this wall of awards and there's a lot of them. So it's like, wow, like look at all those people that have earned this. And then I think that that's probably the end of the social proof side of things. So I love talking about that because I think it's so underused. People don't really realize what they could be putting on their pages that counts as social proof, even if they don't have like actual testimonials from people, or they just don't want testimonials on the page because it doesn't really fit. Like this page, he doesn't have any on here. So I think that's always fun to go through. Okay, the last one is another T, and so we've got title, readability, upscale. Thanks, Ivy, for putting these in the comments. Social proof, and then text. So text is, we're going to actually look at the way that it's formatted, and this will be fun because this page was really well done. Of course, we know that they designed things really well for the company. So when you have a lot of text in an area, changing up the size and sometimes changing up, I don't know why my highlight is funny. I can't like click where it's highlighted. I have to click where it's not highlighted. And I never remember it working that way. But anyway, if you have a lot of text, like this really long headline, this is a really long headline. Instead of, excuse me, instead of just dropping in a headline element and then filling that in with all of these words, which a lot of people do because I've seen it and I've fixed their pages, we actually have 1, 2, 3, 4 elements, 4 different text elements, because we have 4 different text sizes. And then we also have 2, actually probably 3, but it's hard to tell because these are different sizes. It's hard to tell if these are different. Oh no, it is different weights. And I can tell because of the E. See the space between the E, the horizontal lines on the E versus the space between them on this, like that, you can tell that they're different weights of fonts. So we've got 4 different elements. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different sizes, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different weights. I'm assuming that this one is also different from this one. I'm sure we could probably look at it, but because, you know, when we were looking at the weights, they're all going to say thin because they did it with code and this Font Ninja tool isn't picking up on that. So we can't really tell for sure, just have to use our eyes. So that makes it way more interesting to look at though, than just dropping all of this text into a single size and single weight, maybe 2 weights, because some people will do the regular, and then they'll make some of the words bold. And then also making it so that it's mostly all the same width. That's kind of how you can determine how big you want to make it and which words you're wanting to emphasize. And that just makes it so much more interesting to look at. And then it's going to catch people's attention. So we know, like, this caught my attention right away. That's what I picked out when we first started the live. Weird marketing experiments, like, that's so unique and different. Like, that's going to be what catches people's attention. And then they're going to read the rest later. And then even down here, this little sub headline, this is a totally different size. One thing I do want to point out though right now is it's all the same font. So they are using different weights and they're using different sizes, but they are not using different fonts. I did mention a few minutes ago that you could mix in a different font, but you would use that very sparingly and only if your brand includes an accent font. Like usually like a scripty type font, and you would use it for like one word in there. And I do that a lot. Well, I don't do that a lot. I like that style for certain types of brands. And then okay, I saw a comment pop up. Ivy says Jake loves to use these fonts, like to use different, the different sizes and stuff, or this particular font, which we know is the Montserrat. I need somebody to tell me how to pronounce that one. Okay, I'm not going to go through the whole page because I think you guys get the point just from me breaking down the headline, but I'll point out a few more things that are unique. Underlining, of course, is a really great way to pull out something that you want. If it's not a line, a block of text where you want to make anything bold, or you don't want to be changing up the size of this because there's not enough text here. And you just want it to be a simple underline. That is a great way. One thing to keep in mind, like, and this is what I used to do. I used to go through a page and just read everything that was bold or big or underlined, because if you can read through a page and read only those things, you should know what it's talking about. It's more effective to do that on a sales page and not a funnel hub, because the funnel hub is talking about a lot of different things. So it's not going to really work on here. But if you have a sales page or an opt-in page, if you're trying to decide what to underline or make bold or what words to make bigger than the others, pull out the phrases and words that are going to help people get the point of what you're trying to say. And that's all there is really to it. If they came and you have your skimmers, the people that read just those things or just skimming the page, if they were to only read those things, are they going to know what you're talking about? Are they going to know the pain points that you're trying to fix? Or are they going to know how you're going to fix it? All right. The colors, we haven't talked about colors at all yet, but, and I would say this also has to do with upscale. When we talked about the professional look of the page, there's not a ton of colors. He's using just a couple of shades of blue and maybe like 3 shades of blue. We've got this bright one, but I think that one might be slightly different, and it's kind of down here as well. And then we have this more like muted, darker blue. And then that's not counting the backgrounds and other images and stuff, but it all looks nice together, all works together. It's not crazy. There's not too many colors going on. It's very, as Richard said, it's all very clean. Even though there is like a lot of change in background colors, we go from black to white, which is a huge contrast, back to blue, back to white, and then even back to black. Like there's a lot of color changes going on, but it doesn't feel overwhelming. And that's because there's a lot of white space. And there's a lot of, there's not very many colors, and there's not a lot of fonts happening. So yeah, that would be my advice, is don't pick a lot of fonts. Pick 1, maybe 2. Okay. I think that probably wraps this up. I feel like I'm on my soapbox preaching to everybody, and this is less of a CF 2.0 geek out call and more of like a training. But I just love doing this. I love breaking down pages, and just basically the funnel hacking the design. We're design hacking. So I hope you enjoyed this. And if you want to ask me anything specific, put it down in the comments. I'll come back to the comments and come and circle back if there's something you're like, oh, but she didn't talk about that, and I want to know about that. Then I can help you with that. I will come back and answer. So that is it. Thank you so much, Ivy and Richard. I think you're the other person that's on right now. Thanks for watching. And I will see you guys next week. And we should have Andrea back next week. And I'm not going to say anything yet, but I think that we have something big to talk about next week. So you're going to probably want to tune in next week. And I will make sure that we put an event into the group, because I think that more of you guys remember that we're doing the live and come and participate live when we do the event. So we'll start doing that more often. All right, guys, have a great weekend, amazing weekend, and we will talk to you guys next week.